Hello, I'm Hatrix, and today we're gonna dive in on the question, is it still worth to have alts in Ascension? Or if you don't even have alts right now, is it still worth to make them? The dailies were nerfed some weeks ago, and specifically the wanted quest, where you could just keep spamming the wanted quest over and over, and that will solve all your dailies for the kill quest that day. And if you buy me, have a lot of alts. I have 6 alts right now in Ascension. I use them to basically just do this wanted quest and also the other dailies. I'll talk about that later. Why would you have alts, or why would you make them? It's a good way to farm marks of Ascension. You cannot use them for your main character, but you can use them on other stuff, mostly to buy seal cards. You can also use them to farm gold. That is mainly from the dailies and the items you sell. So you can also buy the seal cards. That is from buying the Scroll of Fortune for the other specializations, and you can do that without having the specialization, and you can get the seal packs from it. And by opening the seal packs, you get a lot of Darkmoon tickets, especially if your collection is quite big at this point. And if not, well, then you're working on your progression, and that is also a good thing. Alright, we also have a new option where you can just buy legendary talent cards. If you're a newer player and your collection is not that big, I would advise against this for a start. Instead, you can check in the description. There's a link to a Discord where you can find some of the legendaries that you don't have. So if you choose to buy this, you don't accidentally open some cards that you can actually just be getting for free. And yeah, so that is a good reason to have alts and farm Darkmoon tickets, but it's one of the best way to farm Darkmoon tickets, because the marks you get on your alts, there's no really other purpose to use them. So it's a good way to just get Darkmoon tickets this way. Alright, and another thing you can use your alts on that I haven't thought of before, but it's a nice tip, is that you can buy Tome of Specialization 2. Mainly, you can also buy the other ones. That is, that you can basically test the build for free. It's a very good time-wise investment, so you don't have to level. It's very chill to just sitting and rolling your character in the town. There's different ways that you can acquire Tome of Specialization, either from Marks of Honor, I think it's called, the honor points, and you can just send it to your alt. DP, of course. You can also buy it from Bazaar tokens, either on Elune, but you can also buy them on Area 52, and you can send them over with the vendor. And you can also buy them for gold on your auction house. And my alt today farmed all of the dailies I'm going to show in this video, and actually made around the same price for Tome of Specialization. So actually I earned myself the the choice to test a new build. So actually quite nice if you look at it that way. And yeah, you can basically only test the playstyle. You cannot test it with gear, because your alts will most likely have like random tier 1, tier 2 pieces, random raid pieces, and not very good gear. So keep that in mind. Alright, so 3 easy ways to farm marks. We have the kill dailies, that is the same as before, but now you cannot just spam the wanted quest, you have to do the other ones. And yeah, this changes each day. So today I'm going to talk about the Winterspring one. Maybe when you watch this later, you have to ask yourself, is it worth to do the dailies today? And if not, it's fine to just have your alts be stacking on 7 dailies and do it a day where you think it's a nice time to do the dailies. This also reflects on how many people are actually doing the dailies, so it's easier to find people for it or find call boards. And yeah, some are better than others. Winterspring is very packed one, it's an easy one to get to. That is also why I'm covering it today. Then we have the PvP dailies. These are the dailies where you don't have to have PvP gear in order to do them. And also the wargame. You can only do this one time, despite the quest saying 6. Then we have the dungeon quest, where you can spam some dungeons. On alts, I'm going to suggest and advise only to do the normal one, because heroic is a bit harder. And I will also advise to bring a healer, because the dungeon, or some dungeons, have a lot of AoE going. And yeah. Alright, quick recap, and I'm gonna show this at the end of the video. If you just are here for the rewards, what I can farm on one alt by doing these dailies in 1 to 1.5 hours, you can pause here and look. And yeah, to recap, so it's not only the marks, because the marks I'm spending on opening packs, and the packs I also getting golden packs. This amount of golden packs is equivalent to, I think, 2,000 gold, so actually quite nice. This is only if you have a big collection of cards. But then again, if you don't have it and you don't progress to golden cards, then you're progressing your collection, and that is also very good. And from opening all of these cards, I got this amount of Darkmoon tickets from only one alt and the 7 dailies today. And this is the amount of gold I got from selling the items from the boxes. I started with 25 gold, so 525. So the dailies I'm going to covering today is the Winterspring dailies. Maybe you have already done them. Maybe you are still missing them on your alts, or you're considering doing it. It looked like this, so it's actually a very nice compact amount of dailies. It's not very spread. Also why I really like them and I'm going to talk about them. And so the reason why I really like these quests is that you can actually just basically go in a circle or go in a line and kill them. It doesn't really look like this. You basically just bounce back and forth, but I'm going to talk about that in a bit. And why would you even min-max something like dailies? Because Hatrix, you can just go and do them and just don't think about it. Yeah, but I mean, this is what I basically do. I cannot do anything without at least think about min-maxing it. And why is there reason to min-max? I mean, if I have 6 alts, as you saw, if I were to just wing it and chill, I would be looking at maybe like worst case 2 hours on 6 alts, and that is equivalent to 12 hours. That would be most of my day. But if I were to trying to min-max it a bit, I could maybe be looking at 1 hour to 1.5, and that is 6 to 9 hours. So basically, yeah, like half the amount. This time amount is what I did it today, and I was very slow because I tested a lot of stuff. Alright, so also the quest on Winterspring, don't mind the spelling issue. Yep, there is a teleporter. You can pay 8 gold and you can just teleport to Everlook if you don't want to spend the 8 gold. There's also, if you have done the adventure stuff, prestige daily challenge thing, you can buy Teleport Moonglade as a vanity item besides the Mana Storm hubs in capital cities. And you can just have Teleport Moonglade, and that is right next to Winterspring. Very easy way to teleport. This, of course, changes to depending on what day you're watching this or depending on what daily it is. But there's a lot of free way to get around. There's also a Stone of Retreat for Everlook, and also the daily hubs are very nice to have a Stone of Retreat on. Alright, so the kill quest today, just a quick recap. We have the 3 different ones, it's just kill quest. But the special thing about the Winterspring one is that you have to have a loot item from each of the kill dailies. Because of this, I would advise against. I mean, you can play it how you want, but if you just kill 7 of the Moonkins, you will only have looted 3 of the Moonkin feathers, and then you would be, yeah, that's not a very good strategy. So what I did instead is that I went to kill the Moonkins, loot the feathers, then go kill all of the 3 beasts, loot the 3 things. Then I went to kill the tigers, sabers, loot the 3 things, find a call board, do the sabers again, and then loot the quest. Then I basically, it will be looking like this, like getting the Moonkins, running to, not skipping the beast, but running between. Maybe it's a bad illustration, but you get the idea. So basically zigzagging between them, so I would always be efficient on looting the feathers and getting to the next point and hoping there's a call board. That is how I do it. Maybe there's a better way, I'm not sure. And for the last one, when you're getting to the last, maybe there's a better way to finish it off, but this is just an idea. There's probably another way to do it as well. If you're doing this for your alts and you're doing on 6 alts, you really kind of want to have a good strategy so you're not looking at the 12-hour mark. Alright, so the other daily tips I have for what I do on my alts, maybe there's others, then look for in the comments. I will ping if there's some good suggestions. But doing the duel tips, as you can see here in the clip, me and someone I found from the Ascension chat. Also, if you see here, this is what you could be spamming in chat, and maybe find someone to do it with. A lot of people are very intrigued when you can see how much marks you're getting in the very low amount of time. So I also link in the description a duel macro and a forfeit macro, and you can basically be doing this in order to get the dueling to go a little bit faster, especially again if you're doing it on 7 alts, 6 alts, maybe even more, then you really want to be efficient. And then we did the war game after the duels. That is that he or myself challenge to a war game in the city. You can't be in a party, keep that in mind. That is also why we left. And then we did the normal dungeon ones. As I said earlier, I would suggest bring at least 1 healer. And what we did were to do the upper scholarmans. That is a bit faster than others, especially if you have the key. the key you can get from killing Rattlegore in the same dungeon. So if none in your party have it, it's not that bad to go grab it, and you will have it for the remaining of the season, I think. So very good to do. And yeah, to finish off, here's again is the recap, how much marks you're getting from each thing. Of course, you can supplement this if there's an easy profession daily that you can do. And if you don't want to do the loop around Winterspring, you can also just be doing the kill quest. If you don't want to run around in Winterspring as the loop I showed, you can also just be doing the kill quest, and you can buy your way to marks with gold. But I would advise against that. This is not a very efficient way, I feel. Alright, quick conclusion time. Do I think it's worth to make alts or play on your alts? And the answer is yes, of course. You saw the numbers. These numbers are insane of how much seal cards and Darkmoon tickets you're getting on your alts for basically 1 hour of gameplay. To be honest, I didn't expect it to be that good or that fast to complete the dailies. After the nerf to the wanted quest, I actually thought it would be a lot harder to complete it or would take a lot of more time. For me, would I make more alts? The answer is no, because I already have 6, and that is more than enough for me with the time I have, with also making the videos and stuff and also playing on 2 characters. Yes, I would still be playing on my alts, but I would only do the dailies whenever I think there's a nice daily set, like the Winterspring. I would also base it on, is the wanted quest nice, like the one in Eastern Plaguelands and the one in Silithus. Those are kinda awkward to do the wanted quest on, and not many are doing them. There are some dailies in South Winterspring where there's a lot of running and a lot of distance to all the dailies, like at the demons. Those I tend also to just skip and wait for to be a more nice daily set. So the name of the game for me is that I showed you Winterspring today, but there are some dailies and there are some that are worse. So I cannot give a conclusion for that. That is a personal opinion. What daily set you want to go your way out and do it, then do them on your alts. Alright, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you liked this kind of tip for alts and stuff. And also, I soon have my melee guides coming out. It's basically finished up now, so I just have to do the recordings for it. So remember to subscribe in order to see whenever that is out. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. And yeah, see you in the next one.